Hello guys, in today's video we're gonna check out the best dice games in this year. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I've tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and many more. To find out more information about these dice games you can check out the description below. If you want to get a best quality dice games according to your needs, then watch the video till the end and then decide to buy. At the first position of our list, we have Yahtzee. Yahtzee is a game of chance and probability. Players take turns rolling 5 dice trying to score points using different methods, like most 5s, 4 dice in a row, full house, etc. The winner is determined by whoever has the high score at the end of the game. To start, you just need to sit down with all of the required playing items. It is recommended that you take turns going clockwise, but the order really doesn't matter. Players take turns rolling 5 dice to try and make the most favorable hand, and during each turn each player gets 3 rolls to make the best hand possible. The result of these rolls is then recorded on a Yahtzee scorecard, and at the end of the game the player with the highest total of points is declared the winner. The bottom portion of a Yahtzee scorecard has spaces for several poker-style hands, including 3 of a kind, all dice are added up, 4 of a kind, all dice are added up, full house, 25 points, small straight of 4 cards straight worth 30 points, large straight of 5 cards straight worth 40 points, Yahtzee of 5 of a kind worth 50 points, and a chance space in which players simply sum up all the dice. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Left, Right, Center. Left, Right, Center is a great dice game to be enjoyed by kids and adults alike. Kids can be taught their left and right, while adults can use it as a gambling dice game. It is a very quick game to learn and the dice will tell you what to do on each turn. You should determine who is going first and then continue play clockwise. Each player should also have 3 chips or whatever items you are using to start. Players take it in turn to roll the 6-sided dice, each of which is marked with L, C, R on one side, and a single dot on the 3 remaining sides. For each L or R thrown, the player must pass 1 chip to the player to his left or right, respectively. A C indicates a chip to the center pot. A dot has no effect. If a player has fewer than 3 chips left, including 0, he is still in the game but his number of chips is the number of dice he rolls on his turn, rather than rolling all 3. The best way to keep track of who is winning is by who currently has the most chips. But that can change in a hurry. It only matters who has the most at the end. The number 3 position is held by Farkle. You will need a pencil and paper to keep score. It can also optionally help to have 1 or more cups for rolling the dice. Farkle is another fun dice game and is easy to learn and fun to play. It is similar to Yahtzee except that players can take a chance and try to continue building their points before ending their turn. Try to avoid getting a Farkle. If you are not able to create a matching combination with some of your dice, you can set aside the dice combinations that you want to keep while rolling the remaining dice again. Farkle's rules let you roll the dice as many times as you want until you get a combination that you want. Once you have selected your final dice combination, you will simply record your score before passing the dice on to the next player. The first player to accumulate 10,000 points wins the game. Next at number 4 we have Gamewright Qwixx. You will need to either print out score pads for Qwixx or write them out manually on pieces of paper. Score sheets work best when they are printed in color ink. Unlike most turn-based dice games, Qwixx is highly interactive because it has all players participate at the same time. On each turn, 1 player is selected to roll all 6 dice. Each player can then optionally cross off the total value of the white dice for 1 color of their choice on their score sheet. If, for example, a 6 and a 4 are rolled with the white dice, a player could cross off 10 on the red row on their score sheet. Likewise, another player could cross off 10 on their green row. There is, however, no requirement to cross anything off when you do not like the number that has been rolled with the white dice. When the game ends, players add up their crossed off numbers plus bonuses specified at the bottom of each scorecard to determine the winner. Although the rules of Qwixx are complex, the game can be played in under 5 minutes with a bit of experience. The number 5 position is held by Tenzi. Tenzi is an extremely simple yet fun dice game that you can play quickly with a group of friends. Tenzi gets its name because each player receives 10 dice that are rolled throughout the game. Unlike other dice games, no scorecards or other accessories are needed to play. In Tenzi, the goal is simply for each player to roll the same number with all 10 dice. When you roll for the first time, you will need to quickly count the number of dice that you get for each number to decide which number you want to focus on for the round. From there, you will roll the other dice as quickly as you can until all 10 dice are on the same number. The first player to get all 10 dice on the same number wins. The number 6 position is dominated by bits and pieces. Win Shut the Box. Shut the Box is a game where players take turns rolling dice on a game board to get winning number combinations. Unlike most dice games, Shut the Box requires a large game board with a soft rolling area and numbers that fold down. Although you could theoretically play the game without the proper equipment, doing so would adversely affect entertainment value. After all players have taken a turn, the next round can begin. However, if any player scores over 45 points in any turn, they automatically lose the game. In most cases, Shut the Box is played in a way where the last player who remains wins the game. However, there are also variations of Shut the Box where score impacts the value of winnings when money is at stake. Moving on to the next, at number 7 with late for the Sky Chicago-Opoly. Chicago is a simple game of chance that is also known as rotation. The best part about Chicago is that it does not require any game boards or other equipment. Some players use a pen and paper to keep track of their score, but most people have no problem using their memory to keep track of their progress in the game. When you play Chicago, you will usually not get all 11 combinations in just 11 rounds. You will, therefore, have to use the scoring system to determine the winner. To calculate your score, simply add up all of the scores that you received throughout the game. A perfect score with all of the dice combinations is 77, so it is usually easier to subtract the combinations that you did not get from 77 at the end of each round. The player with the highest score wins. The number 8 position is held by Mukikim, the Genie square dice and pule game. Apart from being one of the best dice board games on the market, the Genie Square by Mukikim is also one of the most challenging. This award-winning game is playable by 1 to 2 players at a time. The game is specifically designed for kids aged 6 to 15. The game usually takes less than 1 minute each round, which adds an exciting level of competition when playing against another player. The randomness of the dice outcome means you don't ever get bored of the game. If you are looking for a game that can help improve your kids' logical and spatial reasoning as well as sharpen their problem-solving skills, look no further. Next, at number 9 we have Zygomatic Rory Story Cubes. This fun activity encourages even the youngest kids to use their imaginations and express creativity. There are 9 dice, and each one has 6 sides for a total of 54 icons that are open to different interpretations. You can play in different ways, but the point is to use the dice to tell a story, and you're encouraged to begin with Once Upon a Time. Some players might roll and split dice into groups of 3 for beginning, middle, and end. Others might choose the first image that jumps out at them. The creators of the game say there's no wrong way to play and that often your first instincts are the best. In addition to the original classic storytelling set, there are additional sets available with different themes, such as mystery and voyages. For an added challenge, ask your older kids to write up the story they've created and read it aloud. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Tenzi Dice Party Game. There's a reason why teachers love to play Tenzi during math class. It teaches kids to recognize numbers, and it also helps them learn to react quickly. Each person gets 10 dice, and the object is to roll them quickly and repeatedly until they all land on the same number. This is called a Tenzi, and you get to yell it out. Tenzi is fun for game night because it's easy to learn and each round goes quickly, making it easy for players to jump in and out. You'll also get instructions for playing 8 other variations, but in this version, you'll get 4 sets of differently colored dice, but you can also buy others separately if you'd like to add more players. That's all for today. We upload all types of sports products review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.